Happy last week of April, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of our novel unit. I'm starting off in Google Classroom to show you where you're going to go. The easiest way to go is through the classwork section. For novel unit week 2, you will notice that there are 2 assignments in here. One says novel unit week 2 assignment. Please click on that one first, and then you can look at the Flipgrid rubric. The only one that you're really going to need to look at, though, is the novel unit week 2 assignment. The rubric is here just for me to grade your Flipgrid once that is done. Both of these are for 2 separate grades. When you click on here, you will see 2 different assignments. The one that has your name on it will be the one that you are typing in. The other one is an example to kind of walk you through what is going to be happening with that. Bear with me as I'm recording this. My computer is getting slower and slower as we get into distance learning deeper and deeper. It is getting tired just like you and I. So we are loading. All right, so novel study week 2. All of your work is due on Sunday, May 3rd. Please make sure that you are getting everything turned in on time so that I can get it graded and returned back to you and you are not rushing. You will see here that you are supposed to watch this video first. When you email me asking me questions, I'm going to direct you back to this video because I will probably answer most of your questions in this video. So our agenda, number 1, you should have read at least a fourth of your novel by this point when you're doing this assignment. If you haven't read a fourth of your book, read that first. We're going to be focusing on the exposition, which is the first fourth of your novel. You'll be filling out a graphic organizer about some of the things that have happened in the exposition. You're going to talk about the conflict, what point of view it is from, first person, second person, third person, and then you're going to be doing some vocabulary before you work on your Flipgrid response. So the first part of your graphic organizer that you're going to be filling out is the exposition. Please make sure that you are writing in complete sentences. I will return it to you if you do not do this, and I will not give you a grade until it is the best work that you can create. So I want to know the number of pages you were supposed to read and the title of your book again. I want to know who your protagonist is, not just their name, but I want some details about them. Describe them for me. What do they look like? What is their personality like? What are they struggling with? Notice how many sentences I wrote here about my main character. Why is the setting important to your story? The reason why stories are set in different places is because that's going to influence the plot in some way. Does it influence the culture? Does the weather have something to do with it? Does the time period matter to the plot? Explain those things to me, and then give me a summary of what has happened. Describe what is happening in the first part of your book. Tell the most important events that have happened in the order that they occurred. This should be at least 5 sentences because you're summarizing a big chunk of your novel. Mine is very detailed. It goes into a lot of the conflicts. It goes into the characterization of our characters. We get to know some of the different people that our protagonist interacts with and what he really wants out of the story that is being told. Step 3, I want to know about the conflict. There are some notes here if you don't remember what conflict is. And then there's also notes on point of view to help you out as well. For the graphic organizer, does your novel contain an internal that's happening inside the character or an external conflict, something that's happening outside of them, or are they both there? Describe those conflicts to me in detail. What is that conflict about? Who is it against? Who's fighting against who and why? And then I want to know what point of view your story is being told from. Is your protagonist telling you the story, or is there a narrator telling you about what's happening? This last part of the graphic organizer is vocabulary. It is important that you're still learning new words and identifying these words because you need to be able to comprehend what it is that you are reading. If you are flying through your book and you aren't seeing words that you're stumbling over, look for words that other people may have stumbled over. Become an expert on those words and try to use them in what you're writing and what you are saying as you are staying home. You're going to identify 3 words right here and their definition. This should be in your own words. You're going to write a sentence, again, in your own words, using that word correctly. Make sure that you are using it correctly. And then you're going to give me a synonym. That is a word that means the same as the original word. So for example, I had ricochet, it means to bounce. Apprentice is a trainee. Capstone is the top. After you've done all of that, you're going to record your Flipgrid. Some of you, I am not seeing that you are recording your Flipgrids from last week because you recorded them in the wrong class period. Click on the class period that you are in before you are recording. The graphic organizer is one grade, your Flipgrid is a separate grade. The rubric for each one is right here. I'm grading them exactly the same, making sure that you have a clear understanding of what you're reading. You're giving me evidence and explaining things in detail, just like race. Make sure you're hitting all those points, or I will send it back to you for more clarification, or you can just stick with the grade that you're going to get. Please make sure you're turning everything in by Sunday, and I love you all, and you're made for greatness.